Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is the 27th of May, 2022. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. So, Mr. Perry has a couple of problems. Peeping Tom problem, hacker problem. Actually cloned my phone. So if they do a check on my phone, it won't show up in mine. It's going to show up in his, from what I understand. But he's not the only one that can do that. So whatever he does on my phone, he gets recorded. He's been pushing me all week to go DoorDash, call the cops. Why am I going to call the cops? I don't call the cops. Why are you pushing me to? I mean, what is it you want? What, I hurt my toe when I kicked a rock after I got pissed off because you won't leave me alone. And you want me to, I mean, come on with that. Call the cops. Go DoorDash. See how he's, I got a subpoena to testify for Officer Mike Neely, as everybody knows. And ever since I pointed out that Mr. Neely could not have killed Chief Miller because he had not a mark on him, and the guys helping me found out he was drugged. So I was saying it in like January and March 2020, and it was not on the docket. It wasn't taken in depositions and confirmed until May. Yep. So Perry gets all wigged out and spoofed Lisa Neely's Facebook account. And then when I point out that's identity theft, he changed the name on the account to Lisa Lane. So, and text me the actual subpoena. So at this point, he's acknowledging he knows I'm a witness. You don't tamper with witnesses. So then he asked me how I knew Mike Neely had to be begged to go. So the only way you would beg someone to go to a certain location or a certain place or to do a certain thing is if you had a plan, premeditated first-degree murder of a cop. Right? That's what you planned. And you just needed him in Pensacola to do it, to carry out the plan. And then when he didn't die, you did the same thing to him you did to me. When you tried to kill me, you false arrest us. Now you're trying to find, there's probably been 20 different things Perry has tried to false arrest me again. They planned it in the first one because he can't get a date. Can't figure out how to get women to like him. He's a stalker. He's a sex pervert. He's a sex weirdo. And nobody knew that until he started doing it to me. So he's not putting it together in his head that he's a job for me. That's it. He's just a job. He's got some delusion in his mind as to a relationship with a person who's imaginary because he never anticipates outcomes properly, ever. Thank God for us. I mean, it's so easy. It's not even fair. And he's, I guess, this week been looking for who has the actual recordings when he's recorded. Like he was recorded trying to kill me more than once. He wasn't supposed to know there was an investigation, but my guys are like, he's talking about killing you so much. He needs to know there is one, but you can't tell him who we are. So, and it's international implications. So you did some things internationally that pissed off, if you're trying to negotiate with another country, Mr. Perry, and the leverage that you have is human rights violations, and they point out you got some human right violation of your own, you got some sex exploitation, some sex trafficking, when these guys in Texas, it kind of can jeopardize international security, sir. Your, sex weirdo problem. And it seems like you don't think anything through. I don't even know what to say to that. So he's been trying to coax me to DoorDash like he coaxed. Yeah, okay, so I signed up for Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. And one other one, I still haven't said which one it is. And nobody can know what I'm doing unless they're peeping and hacking. You'd have to have a camera in my home to know if I'm home or not home. And you'd have to be able to see me getting ready to go to work or to the grocery, or based on what I'm walking out the door with. So he knows that because he's a peeping Tom, and he doesn't have an alibi to prove he's doing anything but what I say. He's a stalker. I left Lubbock in 2013 to get away from him. He was stalking me in Lubbock. I've been telling my friends he's stalking me. I may have to move. In 2011, long before I would know that 5 years later he's going to go into court and lie. and under oath say that he's a victim of a political vendetta, not presenting any emails, any texts, any social media posts about anything political at all, knowing I've had a lifetime in politics. I got 100 people. If I need something, I'll call them, not you. You're the new guy. I helped him get elected. And he had just gotten into politics, and we wanted him to, because undercovers can get to you easier if you're out shaking hands and kissing babies than they can pretending they need their taxes done. That works a time or two, then he's going to get wise to it. So it's easier to get him elected. So he's out interacting with the public, and then he's talked to police, and he didn't know that's who he was talking to. 2 or 3 of our guys, or 4 or 5. How many? You don't know. All of you have. All the people that work with Perry on his sex exploitation deal and covering up his crime have talked to our guys face to face. You just didn't know that's who you were talking to. So, he's pushing me to DoorDash. You can't know if what if I have been DoorDashing all week? See, you're a fucking idiot. You're hysterical. And then they hacked my phone, and DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub, all 3, and the other one, told our guys made some phone calls, and they told them there's no way he can get his people to order food and get her as the driver unless he's hacked her app. So a lot of times I don't make shit. I don't make any money at all, because he'll have his people, whatever, they send in orders that they don't pay, they don't tip. So it might be a 10-mile delivery, and I'm gonna get paid $2 on it. They know I don't take those, and or they give the wrong address on purpose. So then I can't find the house because there is no such address, and then they cancel it, and then now I get dinked for not delivering the food. They've done that to me a couple times. Whatever, you name it, whatever will hurt me. So he thinks that he's going to call up, he'll type in my phone, tell me who's helping you. They've been putting the word out that they want the actual recordings. The McNamara email comes from a recorded conversation. And that was the first that he knows about. Not the first, but it was the first he knows about. We found out they drugged Mike. They framed him. You can't beat somebody to death and not have a mark on you. You can't do it. It's not possible. And especially not when you've been drugged with opioids and you're unconscious and in respiratory distress. So I pointed that out. Now, we have a reporter that said, had they done what she said, leave me the fuck alone, and gotten Mike home and admitted, yeah, it didn't look like you could have done it. We backed the blue. We don't want the suspicion of murder on us. Because I promise you, we're going to get him out and you're going to jail. That's it. That's what we all want. We're all sick and tired of dealing with you and your crime, and your problems, and your drama, and you're hurting people. You're hurting people, Charles. Charles, listen to the words I'm saying. You guys are hurting people. We're all tired of dealing with it. That's why you're getting told on. It's like you like that. If he's not getting told on, he'll tell on himself. Type it in my phone. Go DoorDash. Like you told Mike to go to Pensacola. And so you like coaxing, and everybody now knows not to pay attention to your coaxing. It's dangerous. You're a dangerous man. So our guy's like, he keeps talking about killing you. We better tell him at least we're here, but you can't tell him who we are, because it's a need to know. We need to be able to act under anonymity, and him not know anything about what all we're doing. We can walk up behind him when he's talking to somebody else and listen to the whole conversation, record the whole conversation, or watch him watch you on his phone, and he won't know it. But if he knows who we are, then he will. He'll be what we got to not compromise the integrity, in letting him know who we are. So he's now put it out. He wants to buy those recordings. We're laughing at him. We're like, wow, that's hysterical. So if they've been face to face talking to you, if they wanted your money, they would have let you know who they were. They would have just thrown me right under the bus and taken your money. That's not what we're about. We're about making sure your victims don't suffer anymore, because you're like a sex sadist. A witness tells us, sexual dysfunctional sadist. Those kind of people can't have an orgasm. And again, this is crime causation, Mr. Powell, not lewd and lascivious. They've been. I mean, they make a big. You got to explain everything for these people that don't understand normal conversation words. But so DoorDash, tell me who it is. Right. Hold your breath. I want you to go out to the Nevada desert, way the fuck out there. Hold your breath, and I'll be right there to tell you who it is. Then he's wanting, he was wanting me to go dance again for a while. Pushing me, go dance. Trying to cut off every other avenue of my money to force me back to dancing. So one of our guys said, those guys over there, like, for 6 years, all we heard about was you got to make her stop dancing. She's around too many other men. Maybe if we get her to stop dancing, she'll come to her senses and decide she likes me. You're a monster. You're a job. And then now all we hear about is get her back on that pole and on a schedule. Because we got to coax her like we did Mike to Pensacola so we can do something horrible to her. It's always trying to do something horrible. So the reporter's like, if they had done what she said back in March 2020 when he's offering her a bribe. I've been offered a bribe. I'll give you whatever you want if you'll do what I want. If you'll lie for me. And I'm like, no. Here's the thing. I'm going to get back everything you took. And I'll never be broke again, and I won't have to lie. You're about to go to jail. Nobody has done more to get closer. Nobody has gotten closer to that goal than me. I can't do that by myself. I have help. And you want me to tell you? Are you shitting me with this? They're the reason I'm alive, sir. Because had I gone to the places you were trying to coax me to, more than once I wouldn't be. I'd be dead. You intended to murder me. And then he's typing in my phone again tonight. I'm murder you. Are you? You're gonna murder me? Is that why you want me to DoorDash? You got another car accident planned, and you want me to call TPD? I mean, what do you want me to call TPD for? I don't have any need to bother TPD. Why are you bothering them? Why are you bothering them, sir? I have absolutely no need to bother TPD. So they had somebody hit me, and the guy jumps out of the car. Call the cops. Well, why would I call? I don't call the cops over a fender bender. In fact, they just said on the news the other night, if you're not bleeding, then report it online or walk it in the office. Don't let patrol be freed up for more crucial matters. I just don't call. And I guess the guy texts me and he's, you looked scared when I said call the cops. Well, why would I be scared? Here's the thing. You go into any Quick Trip, most of the time there's a cop in there. You go to Walmart, there's cops in there. I mean, they work security sometimes. And I mean, what is your problem? That you are just desperate for me to call TPD. You're typing it in my phone. Call TPD. What do you want me to tell them? Charles told me to call you. I mean, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Why don't you leave TPD alone? Everybody leaves TPD alone. How about that? Don't bother TPD. Let them do their job. And we were hoping they would put you in jail for obstruction of justice and destroying my evidence. Stalking me instead of just handing you my police report. And then I lost my evidence because you obstructed justice. And now we got dead lucky and almost dead framed Mike. We were hoping they would not do what they did there. I don't know which one of them did that, but it wasn't cool. So, here's the thing. Everybody's got to talk to God about all this stuff that we do. So whoever did that, that's your thing. I mean, I didn't sue you. I could have. Here's what I said. I'm going to out-cop you. You're not going to catch the bad guy. Watch me do. I'll do it. I'm going to catch the bad guy. I've done more than anybody Charles has never known in his whole life. He's never known anybody that caught his crime this much. All his life, he hid his sex weirdo problem. Until he started doing it to me. Then all of a sudden, life as he knew it ended. And that bitch is so fucktard, he doesn't get that. Tell me who it is. Right. Motherfucker, you're dangerous. There is no damn way I'll tell you shit. You are unbelievable. You are unbelievable. That you would even ask shows how mentally ill you are. That you would even ask me that. You are severely mentally ill. And maybe severely mentally disabled. That you would even ask me that. I don't even have words. I don't have any words. And as much as you get caught, you go right back at it. It's like you like getting caught. And if you're not getting caught, you're telling on yourself. So, did you flatten my... I looked at my tires, looked okay. You planning on flattening them again? You going to take out a tail light again? I mean, what is your deal? You've taken out my tail lights to have me pulled over. You've had a tire flattened to have me pulled over. You've had my car hit 5 times. I don't call the cops. I called the cop one time over a flat tire, so that's when you had my tire flat. You really think nobody's going to suspect a thing? Are you that fucked hard? You think nobody will suspect a thing? See, you're wrong. You're wrong. That's why everybody thinks you've got severe mental disabilities and severe Alzheimer's or something. Because we've already said all this. It's been said and said and said over and over and over and over and over. And then you're typing in my phone, murder you. You can murder me. You threaten that. You threaten every day. Murder, second false arrest, economic loss or property loss. Every day. So what else is new? You act like it's the first time it's been said. Here's the thing. When you threaten me one time, we will always remember it. And you bring it up again. Y'all have this new thing. Well, we can't do it. You guys got caught. You can't do it now. We can't do it yet. We just have to figure out how to kill her or false arrest her or cause economic or property loss without it being linked to us. We just haven't figured out how to do it yet. So yet's the new thing with y'all. So now we don't just have one recording. We got 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 on the same subject. And you don't realize that's what we're doing because we don't have Alzheimer's. We keep that shit. You know that. You were looking around trying to buy it. Then you got caught on that too. So Perry's just like, tell me who it is. You know, I'm not suicidal, Mr. Perry. So no, I'm not going to tell you who it is. They've kept me alive. They kept me alive. If it weren't for them, you know that. I'd be dead. Because you were trying to kill me. You threaten murder every day. You threaten false arrest every fucking day. You've tried drug trafficking. You had Aaron, the DJ at Sensations, and his little druggie buddy. And your cop buddy. You know, call me over. Ask that cop if he wants to buy my drugs. And had I been stupid like you and done it, been coaxed into it, you guys were going to get me on drug trafficking. Then you were going to get me on jewelry. You have Terry give me jewelry from his wife's auction business. Starve her so she has no choice but to pawn it off. You cut off all my sources of income. I made no money. Now she'll get desperate enough, she'll pawn it off, and then we'll say she's in possession of stolen jewelry. Well, first of all, he gave it to me. Second of all, we got that recording. So my guy goes, take a picture of it. I want to see that. So I take a picture of it. He takes it to his jewelry guy. His jewelry guy goes, this jewelry, a punch I will not take. It's shit. It's not worth anything. So I don't think they'd given it to her yet. I think he's going to give it to her. So my guy goes, cut that bitch off. Don't talk to him again. It was worth it when you're, getting some information. And then we're kind of watching the coercion with the money. How let's watch the flow of money. Flat tell you guys we're watching the flow of money. If Terry's consistent, we don't have a case. If the money fluctuates based on whether or not you think I'm doing what you want, we got a case. It's coercion. He's the conduit. Money laundering. Yep. So their jewelry guy's like, this is like Walmart crap, Avon shit. A pawn shop won't take it. So I don't think they had given it to her yet. And then it was the first one was harassment. When I'm in jail for the first false arrest, which I didn't commit a crime, I'm following the law. You have to file a police report in Oklahoma to get a protective order, and you knew that because my first one was denied because I didn't bring it to court. And you didn't tell the court, did you? And so while I'm sitting there and they're all trying to get me to lie, they're thinking up the second one. We know, we'll send her home, harass the fuck out of her, wreck her car and take her money and shit, type in her phone, and peep on her. And peeping is a crime, hacking is a crime, cloning is a crime, stalking is a crime, coercion's a crime. Witness tampering is a crime. Obstruction of justice is a crime. And destruction of evidence is a crime. I don't think you go 5 minutes in any day, you're not committing a crime. I don't think you even know how. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I was raised by 4 generations of police, and I lived in Vegas. I've seen a lot of things. But I've not in my life seen anybody can't go 5 minutes without committing a crime. You're something. You're one for the record, but you're a big catch for law enforcement. So some of our guys are like, I want the notoriety of being the one that caught him. I don't want his money. I want to be the one that caught that bitch. He's a nasty one. And a nasty one, and a stupid one, and a weird one. He's probably the stupidest, weirdest one we've had in a while. I mean, he makes it so easy, it's not even fair. They laugh at you because you're dumb. All criminals are stupid. You wouldn't be a criminal. Then they try to frame me for Caitlin Arquette's murder. And I was like, dude, I won't. Okay, I don't kill people. You do that. You blame everybody else for doing what you do. I'm not into the whole murder thing. This is not my way. If I wanted somebody dead, it'd be you. Then I wouldn't have to be harassed all the time. And I knew some people in Vegas that could make that happen. And it wouldn't be linked to me. It's just not my thing. That's just not my way. You'd be fucking at the bottom of Lake Mead floating up about now. They got bodies floating up Lake Mead from, they said one guy was dressed like from the 70s. And I was laughing. I was like, yeah, there's 2 reasons you're going to be at the bottom of Lake Mead dressed in like 70s clothes. And one is that it's Mafia, because Mafia was still doing that shit then. They do stuff now, I just do it different. And then the other one was you got caught cheating by a casino. They'll put you in the lake or they'll put you in the desert. Either one of those. So you don't think I could make you disappear? I could make you disappear. So if I was a murdering type of person, it'd be you that's dead, not Caitlin Arquette. So he sees me talking to Caitlin's mom and on Facebook. And okay, so here's who Caitlin is. This, if you watch, I can't remember if it's on Amazon Prime or Hulu. There's a movie called I Know What You Did Last Summer. So that's Caitlin's mom, actually, that wrote the book, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Lois Duncan. So I'm at a writer's conference, and I meet Lois Duncan. She sits down a book in front of me called I Know, it's called Who Killed My Daughter. And that was actually, her daughter was murdered. Well, Charles sees us talking to sites, he's going to frame me for that one. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't know Caitlin. I didn't know any of them or anything about it until I met Lois after she wrote the book. They hired a PI who did all this investigating, found out who did it. I believe they have the guy in jail now. She writes the book. Well, I didn't go to the same school as Caitlin. I think I was either a little older than her or a little younger than her. I can't remember, but we weren't the same age. She hung out with a lot of people in the drug thing, and that's who killed her. She was trying to break up, and some of the guys that were involved in that are who killed her. So, I've never held a gun in my entire life. Not shot one, not held one. And they were taking my cigarette butts from my work and clothing items and stuff. And I'm like, well, here's the thing. You can't, first of all, I didn't smoke back then. And when I did start smoking, it was after that. And it wasn't what I smoke now. It wasn't the same brand. And they took my gum. And I'm like, the gum I chew now wasn't even made back then. And there's going to be incidentals on my hands that are on my hands now that weren't there back then. And you didn't meet me till 2010, so you didn't have access to my handprints until 2010. Her murder was like in 1980 something. So, you're off your nut. But you called Fabian, you recorded telling him, I'm going to find a way to put her back in jail and she won't get out this time unless she's with me. You need to give up. And ever since then, you've been trying to find a way to do it. And you keep getting caught. You wrecked my car 5 times. Trying to take my car away. Trying to force me to lie. Trying to take my house. You've taken my house over and over and over. You've taken my money over and over. You're a stalker. That's what they do. That's what y'all freaky Jason types do. Except for you, it's a lot worse. You got a sex exploitation business that you're in trouble with. That's what got this whole thing opened. You like starving and tormenting and torturing women and children. Guess what? A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. You know, Tom had said something about the UN is going to invade Lubbock, and everybody thought he was off his nut. What a fucked up thing to say. What a stupid thing to say. And I was one of those people. I was like, what the hell is that? Well, maybe he's worried they're going to come in because you guys have the sex exploitation thing. They're not big on the on human rights violations, Mr. Perry. So maybe he had a. When you consider that, it makes a little more sense that he would say something like that. Is he a part of your sex weirdo problem? Y'all got a sex weirdo club, don't you? How do y'all even find each other? Was there some like online chat group where you guys all met and decided we can make money at this? We got a sex weirdo problem we can't control. We go to church every Sunday and act like we're, baby Jesus Bible thumping Christians, God fearing sex pure weirdos, aren't you? And you're not. You're full of shit. It's a facade, isn't it? It's a complete facade. You guys are the weirdest of the weird. So, what they did, our witness tells us, is Perry, he said, ever since I've known Charles Perry, is he has, he'll troll women, trolls them. Remember BTK said that's what he did? When he gave his allocution and he had to go through each and every crime, and it was awful to listen to him talk. And what made it worse is the guy showed no emotion. It was like he was telling you, I got up, I brushed my teeth, I drove to the office, then I got off work, and I stopped at the grocery and got dinner and then went home. I mean, it was, he's describing, I trolled this woman, and then I broke into her house, and I put a bag around her head and watched her die, watched her suffocate, and then brought her back, and then went and ejaculated in another, this family. Just like it was nothing. He's complete, no emotion. No empathy, no remorse, nothing. In fact, one of his victims, he said, I'd planned to kill this woman, and at the last minute, she left and went to see a friend, and I was mad. Like, he's not upset that he's not glad. He's mad that she wasn't available for him to murder. And Mr. Perry, believe me, acts the same way towards me. You're not making yourself available for me to kill? How dare you? I'm like, what? I'm not suicidal, dude. I'm not. And so the witness says he'll troll women, put hidden cameras in their home. His victimology is divorced with kids. He'll put hidden cameras in the home, and then he broadcasts these women out all over the dark web and sells watch time. And they don't know they have cameras in their house. He'll buy the landlord. He bought mine more than once. He'll buy the landlord or the maintenance guy or a locksmith and get in and put hidden cameras in the home, and then he will get these women fired, and then he will make sure they don't find another job. Like when I say they'll cut off all my income, if I'm trying to write a blog and I'm trying to get writing work, which is what I was trying to do, they call Upworks. They were recorded calling Upworks, telling them make sure she can't get work. And then my parents owe me money, and David and Charles both called them and told them don't give her money. They owe me a lot of money. And they were recorded. And so, because before I do anything, I talk to my guys about it. And then they got everything all set up. So when you start making those kind of phone calls, they get you. They're going to put a stop to your crime. I'm helping. Nobody's done a better job at it than we have. Nobody's caught your crime more than we have. And gosh, when we're not catching it, Charles just flat tells on himself. Go DoorDash. Why? What you going to hack the app and do something else? Call TPD over what? What are you going to do that you want me to call TPD? Going to cause another car accident? Yeah, okay. TPD wants to talk to me. They know where I am. I promise you. They know exactly where I am. You're a state senator who has acted like a fucking drama queen. I would be willing to bet pretty good amount of money that most police in Oklahoma know exactly where I am at all times. And if I'm headed their way into their jurisdiction, let's say I'm going to go out to Manford, I promise you, Chief Ridley will get a phone call. She's headed your way. Don't you? Don't y'all do that. Yep, okay.